All right, guys, so we're going to do another collective. On this one, I'm going to put in a little bit more time. I'm going to make it a little longer than the first one, but not as long as the hour-long ones. So let's see how we go. We're going to use these Star Dragons Oracle cards from Paolo Barbieri again, just because we're still on Tuesday. And then I'm also going to be using the Tarot of Dragons by Sean McKenzie for the actual reading. And last but not least, we'll be using the original Rider Tarot Waite Smith deck for clarification. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the tone with the Star Dragons. What's the tone for this collective? Ooh. Choice, understanding consequences. This is the first time I've gotten this card. I am excited. It's a beautiful card. Okay. Let's read it. Number 9. All right, so there's 3 different messages because we have the dragons represent the constellation. The humanoid figure is the herald. It represents a different message. And then, of course, the overall card has a different message. So we've got number 9, constellation Hydra. Oh, no wonder it looks like that. Okay. Star Alphard. Wisdom of the Herald. For every action, there is a reaction. Now is the time to choose wisely. Open your heart and your mind. Understand the consequences of every action, every choice, every moment in the making. Take time to get to know the reason behind it all. Observe every angle and take good care. The consequences are dire, but the reward is great. Wisdom of the Dragon. You have the power and the right to choose what will be. Manifest your way. Make a great choice. Choose each day. Choose each situation. Choose in each moment. You are granted the gift of free will and choice in this life. Be wise, be smart, be cunning, and deliberate. The choice is yours. So the overall Star Dragon invocation says, become more mindful in your everyday life about the choices you make and the way they affect and impact the path you walk and the life you lead. Recognize the ways in which your choices lead to consequences that ultimately take your reality. Become an active co-creator of your life and circumstances. Okay, I like that one. I like it because it's very much pointed towards we're the ones in control, right? We're the ones that choose what reality we're going to be living. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's put it here. And let's start the second collective of the day. This will be the bonus, but it'll be, today's bonus will be a little longer than the original. We're going to make we're going to make them longer. So let's see. First set, we start with the 4 of Swords, okay? 4 of Swords. Ooh, 4 of Wands, 2 4s. All right. So this could be, let's see. 5 of Swords. Jesus. Okay. 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands, 5 of Swords. All right. Then we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the 9 of Swords. Overall energy, wow, the Emperor. Okay. So let me move these down because it'll be a little while before we go to the next row. So we've got an Emperor here trying to make a decision. Hold on, this middle. All right, trying to make a decision. And I'm saying trying to make a decision because I feel like he's got, I'm going to refer to him as a he, could be a woman, but a feminine energy, but Emperor is masculine to me. FYI, guys, before I move forward, remember that there are people out there impersonating me. They will take my pictures, my name, and I know all the time they are messaging people, trying to get them to send them money for readings. Watch out. Those are scammers. That is not me. You guys know I do not have to be messaging you for readings. So careful with that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to refer to the Emperor as a masculine because Emperor is very masculine energy, but it could be a feminine that's very much in her masculine energy. Okay. So this is an intense first layer, first of all, because we've got Four of Swords. I feel like the masculine is barely recuperating from something. They might have gone through a really difficult... No, I don't think that they've gone through it yet. It's more like they're preparing. They're resting because they're preparing for something. They know, look, Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, they know this is going to be intense. So with the Four of Wands here, this could be like maybe they're going to move houses, but it doesn't... This could be maybe they want to move to a different part of the country, because Four of Wands is home to me. It's like a house. But this is too intense for it to just be a house move. So, oh, you know what it could be? This could be somebody who's been, maybe they've been single for a really long time and they're thinking about getting into a relationship. That could be it too. That's what came to me right now. Now, Five of Swords, this could be people around this masculine. If you look at the body language, this shows a lot of defeat, right? So much so that his horse ran away out of fear. So this could be people around this masculine making jokes about, oh yeah, now you're pussy whipped, now you're this, now you're that. Because maybe now, Knight of Pentacles, they're thinking of long term. They're thinking of consistency. They're thinking of moving in with somebody. They're thinking about everything. But somebody around them, these two cards are the ones that stand out the most in this scenario. Somebody around them is invoking the worst fears in this person. They're presenting it like, oh yeah, you'll never, dude, you'll never have fun again. You'll never play basketball with us again. They're clearly, these people have been in terrible relationships, and their perception of marriage or, partnership is horrid, and they're projecting that onto this person. And maybe this person already has had their own set of fears, because the Nine of Swords is actually here twice. The 5 and the 4 is the 9, and the 9 is here again. So there's a lot of fears and anguish and stress and anxiety because of what they plan to do. And yet we've got beautiful cards here. We've got the cards of, it's almost like this person saying, but the person I have in mind is so peaceful. They have such a healing presence that I could totally see myself living with them. I could totally see myself, it's like I feel protective of this person. I feel like I want to commit to this person by all the laws of the land, the law of spiritually committing to them, emotionally committing to them, physically committing to them. And I feel like the comeback is like, yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. It's like terrible. It's terrible, but it's coming from, it's people that don't realize how bitter they are. That's really what it is. People don't realize how bitter their experiences have made them. They haven't healed. And so because they haven't healed from their terrible experience, they're going around projecting that into everybody else's experience. So let's start with the Four of Swords. Clarify the Four of Swords for me. Let's see, because this person is like, okay, this is a choice. Now we do have understanding choice consequences. So there's something about this that somebody's not going to like, and it could be this person's friends. It could be this person's family. Let's see, clarify Four of Swords. Clarify the Four of Swords. We've got the Six of Wands. Six of Pentacles. And the Justice card. Ooh. Okay. So this actually could go a little further than that. This could be somebody who, it could almost be the opposite of that. It could be somebody who is currently married, and they went into it with the mentality of like, this is safe, this is healing, and then boom, shit went sideways. They realized that they were dealing with someone who was a lot more ferocious than maybe they appeared to be. Because if you notice, this is it is the continuation after the 4, right? It's the 5. So it's the same dragon, but it's like they felt they were dealing with someone who was friendly, who was calm, and then they ended up dealing with, you know, something a lot more ferocious. And now they feel like when they think of the concept of forever with this person, it's like, no, 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 no. So it could be the opposite. It could be that what they're trying to deal with is possibly everybody around them think they're like, oh, you can't do that. You can't just break up the marriage because this person has a temper. What kind of pussy are you? Oh, you can't. Oh, come on. You're so sensitive. So it's like razzing on this person all because they're choosing to not live in anxiety and stress and possibly petty squabbles. No, this is beyond petty. Petty squabbles would be the 5 of Wands. 5 of Swords is somebody being really ugly and mean to you. Bullying, like beyond bullying. This would be somebody who is always cutting them down, who is always treating them, and it's just terrible. It's terrible. So 6 of Wands, this could be a couple who has their high profile in some way. Maybe they are a big part of a community. And so the idea of a divorce is something that this person's like, I have to understand how this would play out in my life, how this would impact the rest of my future. Clarify 4 of Wands. Let's see. Maybe part of the anxiety is who would keep the house. Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, divine timing and fate and destiny. The Fool, 7 of Wands. Yeah. Okay. So after a lot of deliberation, because with the 4 of Swords, I feel like this Emperor has stayed in a peaceful state while they were thinking about what they wanted to do. And I think that while they were sitting there in calm, thinking about it, they got a sign, some sort of divine sign. Now this is gonna be different for every person, right? But whatever sign they had, I'll think of it like this way. Imagine that this Emperor, without realizing it, a big part of why a lot of us suggest therapy is because most people don't know, they don't realize that their subconscious is actually guiding all of their actions. I believe it was Carl Jung, the one that said, when you don't heal the subconscious, you will act on it and call it fate. Something along those lines. And he's right, because this could be somebody who doesn't realize that they chose the same pattern that their parents, or they thought they were going to have the opposite and they actually chose the same pattern. And they saw some sign, like it triggered something in them and they realized, oh my God, I'm living the same story. But it was divinity aligning things so that they realized they were living the same story. They got clarity. It's like all this anxiety, all of a sudden, boom, they're like, oh, now I understand why I feel this anxiety, because this is trauma. I am reliving trauma. I'm actually adding to my trauma. And it's like that just that took a weight off of their shoulders, because they're like, no, now I know I'm doing the right thing. Because maybe, let's say that this person was in an abusive household, right? And they thought they were marrying somebody who was totally different. And they realized, oh, wow, my spouse is as abusive as my mother was or as my father was. And something that their spouse does reminds them of a moment where they thought, I wish my mother would leave, or I wish my father would leave. And it's like that just cracked them open. They were like, oh, no, you know what? I'm going to make the choice that maybe my parents didn't make. And even though in a way they feel defeated because maybe they thought that they could, Hydra is supposedly a beast. You cut off one head and 2 grow out in its place. So it's almost like every time they thought they could solve a problem, more problems would arise. They thought they would solve that one and more problems. It just kept getting worse. So it was like, I thought I could do this and I can't. And they got some sort of sign that made it clear for them. Let's clarify 5 of Swords. Clarify the 5 of Swords. Ooh. Yep. 8 of Cups. The World, and yeah. They're look, Emperor again. And this is an Emperor. This is somebody who's a pretty well-rounded masculine energy. They're going to be somebody who is really good with money because they've got the King of Pentacles in them. But they're also passionate and intense, and they're a natural leader because they've got the King of Wands in them. They are intelligent and they're professional because they've got the King of Swords in them. They know their facts. And ultimately, they're also love deeply. This is somebody who's not afraid of expressing emotion because it doesn't take away from their masculinity. So this is somebody who's twice they've shown up as an emperor. But they're realizing, I can't do this. Whatever this is going to destroy me mentally. This isn't about, even if they're like, let's say if they're in a connection with a feminine energy, right? And she hits them. It's not that she's hitting them strong enough to hurt them, because that could be what they're getting told, right? They could be, oh my God, really? Her little punches are really going to hurt you? You're such a wussy. It could be something like that. But ultimately, it's not about that. It's about the emotional damage it does. It's about the words being used to cut them down. They're sitting here realizing, if I stay, this will mentally destroy me. I will not be an emperor any longer because my will is being sapped. My life force energy is being sucked out of me, and not in a good way. They're drained. Somebody who's exhausted. But the World card here says that this is a choice they made. Somehow, they married this person thinking, remember, 6 of Wands, they thought they were going to get some sort of status. And maybe they thought that they were making the right choice at the time. They thought, this is what's best for me long term. Maybe they had a goal. Maybe this was like a corporate marriage. Maybe this was like something about it had legality and high status connected to it. But Saturn is teaching this person that just because you think you're making the right choice, if it's not based off of love, if it's not based in integrity, which an emperor would act with integrity because they've got the King of Swords, but I feel like it was still a lesson. And now they're sitting here full of regret because of the choice they made. And they're like, it's interesting. Yeah, look at that. They feel completely betrayed. They feel completely betrayed because what they were signing up for is not what they got. This is not what they signed up for. And maybe this is, it doesn't have to be a relationship, because Hierophant Justice card could be like a job. Let's say this emperor had 2 different companies that offered him a position. In one company is like Apple, right? Or Google, or, you know, some big ass company like that. And they were offering all these nice perks. And this person wanted the status of being tied to that company. While there was another company that might have been a starter up, and they were like, you know, we'd really love to have you. And they chose this one because it looked better. It had something that was going to, you know, make them feel proud of being connected to it. And now they're sitting here like, oh, that's why choice and understanding consequences here, because it's like they chose something that now they're sitting here in utter regret, because whatever the other choice was, they're like, wow, that one was probably the right one. And I missed it because I was thinking of how it would make me look, of the status that came with it. Clarify Knight of Pentacles. So Saturn definitely is teaching this person a lesson. And it's not like a lesson, like they were doing something bad. It's more like refinement, like maturity. Clarify Knight of Pentacles. This might have been what actually made them into an emperor. Oh, the Empress. Clarify Knight of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. 7 of Swords. Oh no. 6 of Cups. Oh no, oh no, oh no. The other choice was the Empress. Ooh, this one's gonna be a rough one. I already know. So the other choice was the Empress. And it's almost like they avoided it because they felt a lot of passion for the Empress. But maybe they felt that's all it was. And so they were like, no, avoid that. Let's avoid that. This might even be like they lied about it. So, okay. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more of a bigger picture. So let's say that this is a person who had the choice of two different feminine energies, right? One was the Empress, and the other one was a different queen or person. We're not really seeing her here. This Emperor might have told this Empress that the only thing they ever felt for her was lust, or they lied. So maybe they told her that they didn't really see her as, I don't know what they said, but whatever it was, Six of Cups is there was definitely a soul connection there, but they ignored it. They avoided it, in fact, and they made a different choice. And it's like that choice, because we've got Hydra, that choice kept breeding more and more and more bad choices. And then that bad choice brought another bad choice. And it's like it just kept multiplying. Look at the longer you look at it, the more heads appear in the background, which is interesting to me. So this person definitely feels like they have made the worst mistake of their life. But we did have the Wheel of Fortune and the World card. So maybe this person would not, even if they had chosen the Empress, they might not have appreciated who she was without. And I know that sounds terrible, but I'm just being really honest, because we do have cards that indicate that this was like a karmic trial. This was like something that they had to go through, because maybe the person they were when they were at that choice was not the person that needed to be with the Empress. They needed to mature more. And Saturn's going to mature you. Clarify the Hierophant. Ooh, the Devil, Jesus. Clarify the Hierophant. Page of Wands. The Nine of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Wow, Knight of Cups. With the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, this person definitely feels like they got handed the short end of the stick. But with the Devil here, they weren't thinking, now they're turning up as an emperor. I don't think that they were an emperor at the time of making this choice, though, because they made this choice in devil energy. They were thinking either about greed, sex, power. There was something connected to the devil that was not healthy. They were not making choices based on healthy concepts. With the Page of Wands here, they were immature, really. They were possibly not actually wanting. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. Let's say one was the Empress, right? She wanted commitment. She wanted a regular relationship, just, you know, building a foundation. And the other person maybe was someone who was glamorous. They would party, and they would, not that there's anything wrong with partying, right? But it just was a different type of lifestyle. It was more excessive. It was more leading towards excess, towards, you know, we enjoy ourselves, and that's it. But it's like, they were, and I'm saying that because the Nine of Wands and the Hierophant here, it's like they were not really open to a traditional commitment. They were not open to Hierophant type of commitment. They thought that they could avoid that. And yet, Five of Pentacles, wherever they're at now, has just made them feel so empty and alone. I think that the partner they're with is maybe this is somebody who's, because we're not going to talk trash about them, right? They're not even showing up here. But you know how some people can be really great people, and then when you put them together, they bring out the worst in each other. That's what I feel is happening here. Because I don't see that person being an evil person. It's more like they just don't make a good mix with this Emperor. I feel like there might have been infidelity. There might have, or maybe the people involved are more like poly, but maybe this Emperor realized that's not actually what I want in a relationship. Like they got everything they wanted, and yet they're sitting here like this. I just realized it's not what I want. What I want is romance. What I want is to be one person's lover. What I want is, it's like they got into a more romantic energy by having gone through this. And now they're sitting here thinking of the worst case scenarios if they were to try and end this connection, if they're trying to leave. They know that they want to. They already made the decision to, but now it's the how. Clarify Nine of Swords. We've got the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Cups, okay, so yeah, they're struggling a little bit because we've literally got the card of worst case scenarios. We've got the card of mental blockages. We've got the card of fantasy. So on one side, they'll fantasize or daydream about, well, it's not really a daydream because it's more terrible. Like they'll imagine, there you go. They'll imagine all the ways this could go wrong, all the ways this could hurt their future, their reputation, their life. But then they think about how great it would be if everything went right. So it's almost like they're split 50-50. A piece of them is like, what if it doesn't work? What if this destroys, you know, I don't know, maybe they have a business. What if it, you know, shatters my business? What if it, you know, shatters my whole social circle? They're imagining the worst. And yet, they're still like, but what if it went right? And what if everything just worked out smoothly? Would I regret not doing it? So let's move these up and go in for the second row. Oh, these are gonna be tough because a lot of cards came out. Hold on. Y'all can fast forward through this part. Okay, let's do the next row. We've got the Universe, which is the World card. Saturn again, making an appearance. The High Priestess. Death card. Wow, all major arcanas, heavy hitters. Okay. The Shaman, which is the Magician. Literally 4 major arcanas in a row, guys. This is wild. Wild. Okay. It'd be crazy if the whole row is major arcanas. 10 of Pentacles. And the Knight of Wands. Wow. So this was, this is very much, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, decisions, literally. Choices, consequences. This is very much the story of somebody being refined by their higher self. This is very much a connecting to their higher self, because the Hierophant is also the higher self. So we've got the Universe card here. And I love how they portray within the eye of a dragon a whole universe, right? But it's literally about this person elevating, going up several levels in maturity, in wisdom, understanding, a lot of things. Like this person will never be the same. When they come out of this connection, they will never be the same person. And then we've also got the High Priestess. So I think that this could be 2 different things. One, I feel like this could be the Empress too. Possibly the Empress knowing what was going to transpire if they made this choice, but you can't really stop people from making their choices, right? They have to do what they want to do. And 2, it could be this person's spirit guides coming through and trying to give guidance to make the transition a little bit smoother, right? Give them more understanding of what's happening. And then we've got the Death card. Yeah, this is This has definitely been transforming this person. Death is intense though. That's why the death card is so scary to a lot of people, because when we think of death, we think of a loss, right? But really, regeneration, transformation cannot happen without a piece of us dying. It just can't. So it's intense. This person's going through an intense moment in their life because they feel like pieces of them are dying, but a whole more powerful piece of themselves, or a more complete sense of self, is emerging. They feel more powerful. With the shaman here, this is the magician. They feel like they are in charge. Look, all the elements are here. We've got pentacles, fire, wands, swords, intellect. And I don't see the water, unless this is it. I guess that would be water. Maybe it's ice. Okay. Either way, well, it is a chalice, so that would be the cups. Either way, it's like he feels like he understands now that he is the creator of his own reality. It took all of this for this person to understand this concept. So with the Ten of Pentacles, what they realize they really want now, they want something stable. They maybe originally had chosen something that was more, and this might not have even been a marriage. It could have been that they weren't in a relationship, and it was just that they chose the lifestyle of not wanting to settle down. Because Knight of Wands, this is somebody who's the wham bam, thank you ma'am type of person. So it doesn't have to be a relationship, because I honestly didn't see another person here. But whatever it is that they chose was not the Empress. Let me put it that way. Sorry. So this person could have chosen to go backpacking across Europe instead of being with their Empress. This person could have chosen to, whatever they chose, it was a life of excess. I will tell you that. It was not based off of, stable, steady principles. And it's like every step they take further away from her brings more problems and more issues. Like Hydra, they cut off one head and two more sprout. So they're getting to the point where she seems more and more like a refuge, is what she seems like. They want stability with her. This part of them is about to be retired. This part of them that's the wham bam, thank you ma'am, it doesn't want to exist anymore. But Two of Swords, they're also resisting it still. Like they'll have a flash of clarity, and then they'll go back to resisting it, because now we've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, look. The Queen of Pentacles is there. I think that they're resisting, though, because the Queen of Pentacles is what showed up beneath the Two of Swords. They're resisting because they're afraid that if they showed up at her door or, talking to her, she would reject them. Because the way that they lied to her or avoided her before, they feel like she wouldn't address me now. Let's see. Clarify the universe. Because I don't think that they chose another person. I think that they just chose a different lifestyle. Six of Cups. Like maybe she wanted children and they wanted to be, their career was more like they wanted to be an actor or a singer. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, because I think they're single. They're not really showing up as married. Oh, King of Cups in reverse. Oh, no. Yep, with the High Priestess. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I don't think they chose another person. This makes it more clear. They did avoid the Empress. And I think that the Seven of Swords, they sabotaged the connection with her because they moved towards her with purely sexual intentions. So, of course, an Empress is not going to accept that. And the universe is here because it's the same thing as the World card, right? It's like Saturn bringing us into a place of maturity. This is something that this person had to understand. This Empress was a soulmate. Not only a soulmate, they had possibly been through many lifetimes together. And she's showing up as somebody who's independent, healthy, happy, stable. And they show up as somebody who manipulates, somebody who plays mind games, somebody who plays with emotions. And she could see through that. She has High Priestess energy. So Seven of Swords, they sabotaged the connection because they were trying to pull this type of stunts on her. And I see her pulling away. She did not accept them. In her mind, she's probably writing this person off as a playboy or as, you know, an eternal bachelor. She just doesn't think that they're marriage material. Clarify, High Priestess. Got the Hanged Man. The Lovers. Nine of Cups and the Hermit. So she felt that she had to wait. Like maybe when they moved towards her, she was like, let's see what they've got. But as time passed, she realized, oh no, this person's just here for a good time. They just want to, you know, for us to become lovers. And then they're going to bounce. They are focused on pleasure. They're focused on excess. And she's somebody who's kind of surpassed that. You know, this is like, it doesn't mean that they weren't the same age, but this is somebody who, this masculine was living life the way a teen or a young person in their early 20s would live. And she's showing up in Empress energy. So she's showing up in the energy of an adult, a mother. She doesn't have time for this. So with the High Priestess energy, she saw that and she was like, oh no, no, see, that's what we're not going to do. Clarify the Death card. Three of Wands. The Chariot. Ooh, Two of Wands in reverse. With the Seven of Pentacles. She might have even told this person, because this is like her letting this person know that she doesn't think that they know how to invest in people. She doesn't think that they are somebody who understands stability. And that they're always looking for, you know, the next best thing. Grass is greener on the other side type of energy. They don't really stop and think about how their actions are impacting others. They don't. It's like they're just there for, they have like an erratic, restless energy. And she saw that and she might have told them that, like, that needs to transform. I would not be interested in somebody like you. You don't have vision. You don't have purpose. You don't know who you are. This is what your lifestyle is made out of. And that's not what I'm here for. And something about what she said did make an impact on them. Only because now they're sitting here like, is this really what I want? Is this really how I want to live my life? And as more and more time passes, it seems more and more is losing its flavor. In fact, now it seems very problematic. Like if she ever highlighted the problems that could arise from that type of lifestyle, they're actually seeing it firsthand. I'm going to stop here. We're going to continue these last three in the last row in part 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I made it a little longer. Let me know what y'all think. I look forward to your feedback, and to watch part 2, the link will be down below in the description box. Bye bye, guys.